It's pretty common for my students to choose houses where just part of the roof extends from a higher level, 2 stories here, down to a lower level, 1 story here. And this is different than the salt box that we did earlier. This is a lot more simple, where the entire backside is low and the entire front side is high. What we want instead is just a portion of this roof to continue extending all the way down until it reaches this wall. So that's what I'm going to show you here. Salt box in application. Okay, we'll go into the roof plan, select it to edit the footprint. And initially what we'll know is that this part of the roof has to go away. So I'm just going to delete that out. Secondly, something I wasn't careful enough with, and maybe you'll have the same problem, is that this line actually needs to come over a little bit. And I'm just going to guess where it's going to go. I can fix it up later. But if it extends over here too far, it's going to cause part of the gable to extend down into this area, which we don't want. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is start outlining the little bump out down here. So I'll use my Pick Walls tool, extend into wall core. We're not going to use any slope for this. And ironically, we're not even going to use any slope here on the back. Even though down here, we do want a slope to begin, so that the roof starts working its way upward. Because we already have slope up here at a higher level, it's going to take this entire back portion of the roof and know that it has to continue that same slope. So this ironically gets nothing, and we're going to simply trim this all up. And through here, I'm going to try this, but I think that if it probably will cause a problem, and when it does, I'll have to put in a teeny tiny little segment in here that's not going to be part of that gable. But so far, let's just see what we've got. Oh, when I trimmed it, I actually never trimmed the roof line. I just trimmed the slope line. That's a little confusing. Okay, let's try that now. And it looks like it worked, so I got lucky. I'm sorry if that causes problems for some of you. This thing, again, just needs to not get in the way and not shift over, but look what we've got here. Again, it just knew that all of this had slope, so it had to continue, even without entering or telling it to have a sloping line back here. Okay, and so that is actually a really easy solution. It didn't take very long. It wasn't very hard. We can take these walls now and just attach them. Do that one more time. And there is one more fine-tuning element that we have to do, and you can see that the wall is just barely poking through the roof right here. I mean, it's so subtle that you don't really even know what it is, but it is actually part of this wall. So after you do a salt box like this, the chances are your wall here is really not in the right place and probably will need to be shifted. And in order to do so, we're going to take a section tool. That's here on your quick access toolbar. Section command. I'm going to cut a section right through the problem area, and then double click right here on the dark part of that arrow. And this is where that roof and wall come together. I always like to work in a higher level of detail, so I'm going to change this to fine. And the part that we would like to have touching here would be that the bottom of the roof runs right through the top corner of the stud right here. So my wall has to move to the right, which is effectively shrinking the room inside here just a little bit. So you kind of have to be aware of the potential for those things. Okay, I'm going to just use my arrow keys, zooming in to make sure that it's in the right spot. And I'm really close there. That's close enough. And that's how we do it.